Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is July the 16th, 2019. You know what we say here, right? What do we say? Strong hand. Be a unique beast. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Having hype. Unconfiscatable. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Offended by selling. 5-digit realm. Don't worry. The 5-digit realm is here. Oh, yeah. We had some Facebook FUD today, didn't we? They had a lot of FUD with Facebook on the Senate floor. We're going to talk about that. Remember, if you're watching this tape, play it at 2x. If you're watching this live, send your questions, type in Bitcoin Meister, say where you are. I can't see where you are unless you type in Bitcoin Meister, then where you are, and then I'll give you a shout out. I noticed yesterday people typed where they were located, and I didn't see it because you didn't type in Bitcoin Meister beforehand, and that's how I see everything live. So, of course, follow me on Twitter, TECHBALT, and Disrupt Meister. You can watch all my old shows. And yeah, This Week in Bitcoin was fun on Friday. We'll have another fun one on this Friday. So let's start off with the big news of the day. Back in the USA, Vinny Lingham said, Facebook entering the crypto market is probably the best thing to happen in crypto in a long while. It legitimizes the space and moves the conversation forward because of the sheer threat that Libra now brings to the establishment, whether it is successful or not. Well, you know, Vinny, that is a very positive outlook. In terms of mainstream, yeah, it is the best mainstream type of thing that's happened in the crypto space in a long while. I mean, when we're talking about the tremendous crypto space that goes beyond Bitcoin, yeah, I got to say you're right about that because it gets a lot of attention and it takes some of the heat off of Bitcoin in a sense. Now, what you also mentioned is that it is a threat to the establishment. And who represents the establishment more than Sherrod Brown, senator from Ohio, or most of the senators that we're talking today, if not all of them? You know, I was smart. I didn't watch it. Why watch it? Who cares? I know we all knew what was going to happen. Why waste your time with that? I don't need to see those sociopaths. I don't put those dudes on pedestals. Shout out from Connecticut, says 123 No Scope. Shout out, dude. I'll be in Connecticut one of these days in the future. Who knows when? I've been there before. It's for the traffic. I don't like the traffic there. Don't like the traffic. But moving back to the topic at hand here, as I stated yesterday, I believe that any entity should have the freedom to print its own money. And yeah, clearly that's what Facebook wants to do. Clearly the United States government isn't too keen on that. And the Facebook is trying to say they're not really trying to do that. Let the market decide is what I say. But no, the Senate doesn't like that. Now, I warned you all yesterday that there was going to be some price wildness. And surely enough, yeah, for you fiat freaks out there, it went down in price today because the obvious happened. The Senate started ripping into Facebook coin, into Libra. That doesn't mean anything. What does that mean for Bitcoin? They can't stop Bitcoin. But of course, this is the way the market reacts. And there are plenty of people in the market who very much know this. They just sell the news, should we say. All the big rumors of Facebook joining the cryptocurrency world, they started buying up. And once the news was finally out, once the reality came out of what we knew the senators were going to say, then sell. Let's get all the weak hands to sell so we can buy for cheap. Let's start the avalanche of sell. And sure enough, they did. Right about when this hearing started, sell. Even though, does it make a difference for Bitcoin? In the long run, this is just a blip, okay? We're one day closer to the all-time high. The Senate, the United States government, I don't even know if they're going to be able to stop Facebook coin. they're not going to be able to stop Bitcoin. We all know that. So again, it's Libra. Let me call it by its proper name so I don't confuse anybody. So here is a tweet from Karsten that kind of sums Karsten BKK. Fear and uncertainty at work. The fearless will be rewarded. Hashtag Bitcoin. So pound that like button, first of all, because that's an awesome tweet. Because he just summed up everything I said. Fear and uncertainty are at work. There was a lot of fear and uncertainty on the Senate floor. And here, you and I, we are the fearless. We are the strong-handed. And we will be rewarded. Trust me. We still have the same amount of Bitcoin. You better still have the same amount of Bitcoin that you had beforehand. You better not have less Bitcoin, okay? If you have more Bitcoin, then that is awesome. That is awesome. But if you have less Bitcoin after what happened today, you're not the fearless. I will tell you that. You're not part of the fearless. You value your wealth in fiat, which I mean, I can't grasp that concept anymore. I'm offended by selling. Minnesota, says Al KZ. I was going to worry, but you told us last night that there was going to be there was going to be volatility, strong hands. Dude, thank you. I do want to return to Minnesota. Little known fact, I have some second cousins in a big city in Minnesota. Don't want to get too far. Don't want anybody being tracked down and annoyed or anything like that. But yeah, I hope to visit them one day, maybe in 2020 or my dad's first cousin is there. So moving on. He's a good guy. But okay, go back. Okay. You guys are distracting me. So yeah. And again, another reminder that Adam Meister always gives on the show. We're going to have days that drops by 1,000. We're going to have days that goes up by 1,000. I mean, after the hearings are over, would you be shocked if it just went up to where it was beforehand? No, wouldn't be shocking at all. All the weak hands weeded out, then end up coming back in to buy for more. And all the speculators who tried to scare the weak hands, they do well. This is where the big boys play, guys. You can't get worried off of these. And by the way, Al KZ in Minnesota, woo! You've got quite a congresswoman there, don't you? Would like her to be handling the Bitcoin situation, but that there is an awesome Republican congressman there who wants to clarify the crypto dividend situation. And for those of you who don't know, if you hold Bitcoin, you get crypto dividends, you get interest on your Bitcoin. If you really hold it, if you don't keep it at Coinbase, if you control your private key on your Trezor, you get the Mimblewimble coin airdrop that's coming up. You got to sign up by the 19th. Chris just updated me. 55,000 Bitcoin have been registered. Whoa, pace is picking up over there, isn't it? But the congressman from Minnesota actually wants to clarify. It's not clear how the IRS defines crypto dividends, and he wants to clear it up. This dude from Minnesota. So he's on one side of the spectrum in terms of if government could be productive. He's on the productive side, and then of course the congressman from congresswoman from Somalia, Minnesota. She is on the other. She's on the other side of the spectrum in terms of productivity. But you know what? If a political party wants to, put all their money, put all their cards on one person, they're gamblers. If they're going to do that with them. Anyway, that's a Saturday show type of thing. And my God, if you, and you guys should be trying to learn about Bitcoin as much as possible, but there have been some mainstream distractions lately, haven't there? It seems like if you go to any website or if you watch, and I don't watch TV, but I think every other word now from the mainstream is he's racist, he's racist, he's racist, he's racist. How mind-numbing can it get here? So again, you can be with the Somalian and call everyone racist, or you can be over here in the land of Israel, where people really do care about Bitcoin, where at least this guy's cared about Bitcoin and tried to educate and spread the word. But hey, personal responsibility is this new counterculture. If you want to waste your time on calling everyone racist, be my guest. If you want to learn about Bitcoin, I think you will realize that personal responsibility is the new counterculture. And that and the mainstream culture calling everyone racist, yeah, you're not going to really end up in that good of a situation. You're going to end up like working for that woman from Somalia, and that's pretty bad. Oh God, you don't want to work for the government. Oh man. Okay, moving on. Minnesota, quite a place apparently, quite a place. But Ohio, you got to wonder, this Sherrod Brown guy, he really got his virtue signaling in. There's four girls in the Congress. They've been getting their virtue signaling in, and they're just girls. Don't worry. I wouldn't classify them as women. They're not grown ups. Yeah, they've been getting their virtue signaling in. But the white male who hates himself, he had to get some virtue signaling in today too. I guess he's sad he didn't get to run for president because he hates himself for being white so much he couldn't put another white person in the presidential race. So instead, he got to rip on Facebook and say that they're villains. And oh my God, did that Sherrod Brown guy go off on Facebook today? And again, I mean, this is what was to be expected. Look at what the headlines in the mainstream media were. I mean, the FUD titles: BBC, Facebook's Libra cryptocurrency attacked at Senate hearing. A Business Insider: Facebook should not be allowed to create Libra. It's absurd that we're even entertaining Facebook's Libra currency's idea. You great mainstream media. You get to define what money is, I guess. Oh, we must bow down to you. All the centralized leadership. We need your approval. We need the Senate's approval. No, we don't. We don't need these centralized points of approval. Okay, that's not what this is about. So I'm still Facebook. You keep doing what you're doing. You come up with that centralized currency, and yes, it is centralized. And yeah, and people are going to give a lot of information to you, but it is going to break countries' monopolies on money, on centralized money at least, because Bitcoin already broke the monopoly on money for countries, but it's a decentralized type of money. Okay, so let's have some reminders from today's hearing why this Facebook coin is definitely not Bitcoin. 2 lines of Libra questioning. How can we be sure you will maintain enough user data for AML? And then only, how can we be sure you will protect user privacy? Okay, so please, Facebook coin, gather as much information as possible so we can have a KYC AML, but don't lose any of that information. Protect all that information that you're going to be gathering, that ton of information. Bitcoin doesn't do that, dudes. Bitcoin doesn't gather people's personal information. They don't give up. They don't do KYC. It's as private as you make it. It isn't central. You can't tell Bitcoin to do those type of things either. So many differences came up today, as far as I can tell from these tweets, between Facebook coin, Libra, and Bitcoin. All right, let's see. We got some more comments here. We're going to keep on going back and forth between my points and what's this? Taval says, get Caitlin Long and Anthony Pampinello on your show. Pomp. Yeah, I have never had Pomp on the show. Caitlin Long has been on the show twice, dude. So I hope you've seen them. She's been great. She's awesome. And I recommended you everyone. I talked about her yesterday. That read what she had to say about all this, everything that's been going on with the government's with what Trump had to say about Libra and Bitcoin. She's got a really great positive take on the entire situation. 123 NoScope said, do you think that the FANG coins in the future will offer crypto dividends for Bitcoin holders? You never know, dude. I hope so. I said this. I said it before. I'll say it again. I hope they do. I think that would be smart of them to make their own coins and that they're just forks off of Bitcoin. I think that would be a new take on all this. Why not? Why not? Hey man, they're supposedly at the tip of the spear in terms of innovation. So that's pretty innovative right there. To create your own centralized coins by airdropping them off of Bitcoin. And yeah, Google, go ahead, make my day. Twitter, do the same. Or Twitter, just incorporate Bitcoin into your project. That's even better. So moving on, what is this? TechCrunch has a pretty good summary of everything that was said today. While some, like Senator Brown, blustered that Facebook is dangerous, others surfaced poignant questions about Libra's risks. Senator Menendez asked if the Libra Association would freeze the assets of terrorist organizations or if they were identified. Marcus said that Calibra and other custodial wallets that actually hold users Libra could do that, and that regulated off-ramps could block them from converting Libra into fiat. So yeah, they reassured them about the terrorists. Like, yeah, if we think a terrorist has a Libra, we'll shut down their account. Look, another big difference between Bitcoin, but that wasn't good enough for Sherrod Brown. No. He had to tweet out to all his followers, the two people that wanted him to run for president. Look at Facebook's record. We would be crazy to give them a chance to experiment with people's bank accounts and to use powerful tools they don't understand, like monetary policy. Like your colleagues understand monetary policy? You think AOC and Somali understand monetary policy? And Bashida? I mean, you think they understand monetary policy better than Facebook does? Come on, dude. To jeopardize hardworking Americans' ability to provide for their families. Oh, it's for the families, God, I mean, you guys are so predictable. For the families. And then Bitcoin's price goes down by $1,000 because some schmo was screaming about for the families. And we knew he was going to scream about for the families. That's why you got to have a strong hand, guys. Predictable stuff. It happens. Sherrod Brown is not going to be able to stop Bitcoin, which he didn't even claim that he would be able to. But people freak out because he threatens Facebook that has something to do with Bitcoin. Has nothing to do with Bitcoin. And he isn't going to be able to stop a Facebook coin either. And Facebook's record, they sold advertisement to some Russians. And your friend Hillary didn't become president. Not because of that, though. But, I mean, that's what you care about, Sherrod. That's what you're virtue signaling. You want to get women to vote for you. You want to get the schmoes to vote for you, for the children, for the families. Who knows? Your tweets might actually get some people to vote for you. But they're not stopping this, baby. And so whose side are you guys on? Shmomo Brown's Somali side? Or are you on Facebook's side? Oh, Facebook's evil. They're a corporation. Facebook has changed this freaking world, okay, dudes? And yeah, they've lost people's information. You don't have to give them your information, dude. You don't have to. They are bringing cryptocurrency to the masses, and maybe some of the masses will get educated so they don't keep on voting for Somalis and for Sherrodis and for whoever's, and then some of them will actually move to Bitcoin. I mean, that's why I'm rooting on Facebook Coin. This is where the big boys play. I'm not scared of them at all. Like, clearly, these people in the Senate are scared that they're gonna be more powerful. Oh, they're gonna be able to print money. Only we can print money. Only we know about monetary policy. No. You guys aren't big boys. You're four little girls. Pound that like button. Literally, that's what most of these dudes, even though they're not girls, they're like those four little girls. You're racist. You're this. You're that. You're name callers. You're scared. You can't compete with Facebook. Dude, this is where the big boys play. Compete. Don't complain, you four little girls. Pound that like button away, baby. So, okay, enough of those sociopaths to talk about them. And Guy Bennett says, only racists use the word racist. Dude, I don't even know anymore because there's so many people that say it. It's like, I mean, that's just what, I just think people just say it to say it. It's lost all meaning. It's kind of unfortunate that it's lost all meanings, but you know what? Take feelings out of it, people. If someone, here's a good example. There are a lot of people, they don't like me because I'm Jewish. Great. That's fine. Good. Have your own little lives. Awesome. What's wrong? Hate me. Great. That's the grown-up take on this, people. People are going to hate you. Remember what I said. 1/3 of the people that you meet are going to hate you. There's just a lot of haters out of there. Be a big boy. Move on. Be productive. Let the haters rot in their little corner. And you you're in motion, baby. So that's life. And Steel Horse 2004 says, I have more Bitcoin today than I did yesterday. Awesome, dude. That is awesome. All right. So let's talk about, when I was at Tel Aviv Bitcoin Embassy on Sunday night, I was talking about exchange, the fees, transaction fees in Bitcoin. How it's clear that so many people just pay the default fee that's listed on their wallet or listed at an exchange. And then someone said to me, oh yeah, the exchanges love those high fees. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, of course exchanges are going to list the highest Bitcoin transaction fee possible and pay that fee or get their users to pay that fee. Because the higher the transaction fee for Bitcoin, the less likely the schmoes that are going back and forth between altcoins and Bitcoin and fiat and Tether and Bitcoin, the less likely they're going to move their Bitcoin from the exchange. And a lot of these exchanges love that because they don't have all the Bitcoin that they say they have. So they love this high exchange. They love these high fees. Okay. So keep spreading the word, people, that there are low fees out there. And also spread the word to people that if your exchange isn't defaulting you to the highest fee possible or to really ridiculous high fees, that exchange might actually be telling the truth about the amount of Bitcoin that they have there. But if your exchange is just is listing, the fee to and I'm not just talking about the fee to move, like their personal fee for moving Bitcoin, but they actually list the miner's fee on there. The miner, that's the best way of saying it. They list the miner's fee on there. And if they list that as high, and you do not have to pay a high miner's fee. That's, again, they're listing the high ones so that you don't move it up. But so those ones you don't trust. And then some of them probably want you just to sell your Bitcoin again and then move it off of their exchange in the form of some altcoin. Because trust me, they got enough altcoin there. And the more transactions you make on their site, the more transaction fees they're going to make off of you. Okay. So there's a little bit of the thought process behind why these guys are listing these high fees, why the exchanges are. They're protecting their own butts, man. They don't want that Bitcoin leaving. They don't want a bank run on their exchange because they don't have the Bitcoin they say they have. So there's so many of you will just be like, oh, I don't want to pay $5 to get this thing off of here, so I'll just leave it on here. Guys, don't leave your coins on exchanges. You shouldn't be messing with exchanges anyway. The crypto dividend should be incentive enough to move your Bitcoin to a Trezor. All right. Now, the great there is a poll out there now by what's the dude's name? I always forget his name. He's got like a surfer. I got to actually look up the. Well, anyway, there's a poll out there. You can vote for like the most hardcore Bitcoin. Pirate Beach Bum. Pirate Beach Bum has a poll out there. I linked to it below, but it's actually from the Twitter account of Dieter Bob. But vote for the most hardcore Bitcoiner, and I'm honored to be listed on there as you could vote for me if you want, if you think I'm a hardcore Bitcoiner. But he's in motion. Good job, dude. Good job, Pirate Beach Bum. I temporarily forgot your name. All right. So 80%ers, Roman Q says 80%ers have AOC and the rest of the squad, the 4 little girls. We have Bitcoin Core developers. Yeah, not really worried. Yeah, that's putting it nicely. And again, you know what? I'm saying, what's her name? Omar, I'm calling her the Somali, okay? It's fine. If you want to be from Somalia, that is cool. Nothing wrong with people from Somalia. Just pointing out, that's the part that's her district. It's in like Somali St. Paul or like Somali Minnesota. Nothing wrong. Come on, Somalia. But again, some people bring up some interesting points about. I mean, that does. You could say she doesn't like the United States. Is it wrong to say someone doesn't like the United States of America? Nothing wrong with that. again, take the critique. She could scream racist as, why people say that about her. Or maybe people actually analyze the words that she says, and it doesn't appear like she's too friendly toward the United States. And I guess she's happy she's in the United States, though. I hear Somali isn't too fun this time of year. All right, but I mean, it's 4 little girls. Like, this is again, one of them, I think it was her, tweeted out, "This is what democracy looks like." She's absolutely right. It's mob rule. Yes, they're exactly what democracy looks like, man. Opt out of that. Get into the Bitcoin overlay. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Pure democracy, it deteriorates into 4 little girls. Trust me. All right. So, but I mean, and they're free to hate on anybody they wanted, but can they take the heat? No, they're 4 little girls. They can't take. This is where the big boys play. Can't play here, apparently. All right, we talked about this is becoming a Saturday type of show here. What's this one? XRP. Oh, this chart here. XRP since being listed on Coinbase. This is a chart that is so devastating. Ripple has just, since it's been listed on Coinbase, woo! I mean, like a Led Zeppelin. All right, but so it's falling like that. Now here's a Whale Panda. Yesterday I talked about how Bcash and Ethereum might have some type of partnership. And by the way, it's all about marketing, dudes, for the altcoins, and it probably will work. But Whale Panda is no fan of altcoins. He's no fan of marketing. So here's his predictable take on the situation. What do you do if your S coin keeps dumping and you don't really have a plan to give it actual value? You find another centralized S coin that keeps dumping with desperate promoters and announce a potential collaboration. Yeah, that's one way to do it, dude. But no one's tried it yet. Why not let them try it? If it doesn't work, I guess it doesn't work, and people even lose more of their value in Bcash and Ethereum. Oh, well, we should just be happy that we've got Bitcoin. I'm happy I've got Bitcoin. Let the altcoiners experiment with marketing and partnerships and collaborations. I got no problem with it. All right. And this guy, this tweeter, Melik, is so against marketing. He says, this tweet puts it perfectly. Short and sweet. Marketing is everything in altcoin land. Yeah, it does. It plays a tremendous role. When you have a centralized team and a centralized coin and you have the ability to market, you better put the pedal to the freaking metal, baby, and get as many 80%ers to hear about you as possible. Can you blame them? Can you blame them? They're trying to be the next Bitcoin when Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Let them do it. And again, us marketing Bitcoin, me having the One Bitcoin show, I'm marketing Bitcoin. Is that a negative? No. Talk about Bitcoin. Facebook coin, these hearings. It's a roundabout way of getting Bitcoin some free marketing. So marketing can be interpreted in many different ways. Marketing is a good thing. If there's no marketing, a lot of people aren't going to hear about your coin. A lot of people aren't going to hear about it. I mean, the word has to be spread. Word of mouth marketing, grassroots marketing. The guys that have been tweeting about this since 2013, making shows about this since 2013. I think that's a good thing. It's just the difference between Bitcoin's marketing and the altcoins marketing is the altcoins have founders that can assign teams to the marketing, while Bitcoin doesn't have that. It's got to be guys just saying, I want to market for Bitcoin. And I think there is a lot of opportunity here, and I think it can be monetized in the Bitcoin space. And it definitely can be monetized in the altcoin space. I mean, like him or hate him, Andy Hoffman became an altcoin consultant, which is basically him marketing altcoins. That's how he makes his money. It's not like I'm saying something that isn't out there. It's not, and he says it too. For all you haters of Andy Hoffman, it's not like he's trying to hide anything from you. It says it right on his Twitter. All right. So yeah, let the altcoins do their marketing. This is where the big boys play. Let them do what they're going to do. If you have a true strong hand, it doesn't really matter. You know that Bitcoin is the one. You know to hold on to your Bitcoin. You know not to get tempted by these altcoins when the few times that they start beating Bitcoin for a little bit in terms of they've gone up greater than Bitcoin has. That happens every so often, but over the long run, Bitcoin is the winner. You got to value your wealth in Bitcoin, not in fiat. There are times that there have been a few times when some altcoins have done better than Bitcoin, but they've all come back down to earth, especially now during this era that we're in where Bitcoin is back to 67% or close to 67% market dominance. And Tor Demeester just said he expects it to get up to 80%. Again, Tor's a smart guy. I'm not gonna bet the house on that or anything like that. It doesn't matter. I don't care if Bitcoin gets back up to 80% market cap. I know Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. So, and you don't buy Bitcoin because of what its market cap is going to be in the future. Okay. Because if Facebook Coin and all these fangs develop their own coins and they get listed on CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin's dominance is going to go down an incredible amount. Just so all of you understand that. Here's a little prep for the future for you weekenders out there. Bitcoin market dominance, if Facebook gets its own coin, if Google gets its own coin, if Amazon gets its own coin, and they surely will be listed on CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin dominance is going to go down to what, 20% or something like that? I mean, in theory, one of them will be listed as the #1 cryptocurrency. Strong hand people. They're not a real, they're centralized, but just be ready. Be ready. There's a little peek into the future. For those of you watching in 2023, you're probably laughing like, oh yeah, you said that in 2019. It's so obvious now. Moving on. What else do we have from the chatters here? John, here. Casso says, it'll be great if you could get Beauty on your show. I've talked to him behind the scenes. It's hard to get him on. Beauty and I have been talking for a long. He's a great guy though. We've been talking for quite some time behind the scenes. Johnny NY said, I really wonder, ever since Bitcoin Meister made that video about buying 10 Bitcoin for $4,000 US, how many people actually took his advice? And I wonder how they are feeling. A few people have told me they actually took my advice, but legitimately, how many people really seriously got 10 Bitcoin because of that video? What, at most 20? I mean, it's so easy to say it. It's so much harder to do it. Trust me, I'm proud I did it. But hey, it's a fun video to go look back on and just to see that, it's laughable. It's laughable that people were scared to buy 10 Bitcoin for a total of $4,000 back then. And it's just, it's funny. You gotta, you check the I say check the archives. Most people will never check the past of anybody they start to follow on the internet. I mean, that's why we have people that still to this very day ask me about WebBot. And I know someone nice just asked me about that. But like, I just have to shake my head sometimes. I just really have to shake my head. That, I mean, you really got to. I mean, first of all, check my own archives when I did the Bowie bot video about that. That people still fall for this kind of mumbo jumbo stuff that's out there. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's so I don't know what to say. Have a strong hand, guys. Don't fall for nonsense. Try to see what people have said in the past, and to see if they've changed their tune or have totally disappeared or totally gone silent. Man, I've been a strong hander since day one. I've been telling people, it's cheap, get it, think about the halving in 2020. I know, but boring stuff, right? It's the boring that wins in the long run. But again, people like non-boring stuff when they can say, ooh, I've got a magical computer that can predict that Bitcoin's going to be $8,888 and that aliens are going to land in Israel. Oops, I'll just forget about the part that I said aliens were going to land in Israel, and everyone else will forget about that. And again, WebBot said that in 2010. For those of you who think there's legitimacy, any legitimacy behind that, that guy said aliens were going to land in Israel. And I believe he still talks about aliens from other planets. But again, this is where the big boys play. You can follow those guys. You can take their advice and listen to all the altcoins that Mr. Alien told you to buy too, by the way. Or you can be bored, because it is, trust me, it's really exciting to talk about aliens landing in Israel and big earthquakes that are going to happen in Israel and all this other weird, because it's always got, with these guys, this is the key to like getting 80% or doomers excited. You talk about Israel, Jews, aliens, conspiracies, 9/11, and just on and on and on. Federal Reserve. Oh, silver and gold. Oh, what happened to all his predictions about silver and gold? You all forget about that. All of you guys forget about all the big cryptocurrency guys who used to be that they're now telling you to buy X, Y, and Z altcoin and all this, that mumbo jumbo and the other stuff that there's so many all these silver dudes, and they don't apologize for it. Now, I'm not talking about Andy Hoffman, because he said that he's wrong about that. I mean, he's admitted that, he was wrong about the silver thing. But there are plenty of guys out there that are just whatever. They just fork off, and you're supposed to forget that they were promoting silver and aliens and whatnot just, a few years ago. But again, most people don't want to do their own research. And I'm sorry I've gotten off on this tangent here, but it never ends. And it's going, as Bitcoin price goes up again, all of these charlatans are going to come back again. And half of you watching this, and it's a shame, it's a darn shame, half of you watching this are going to ask me, well, what do you think about what Cliff High had to say today, Adam? I mean, it's just ridiculous. That you still can't get it. I mean, you got to be smacked in the freaking face, some of you guys. It's sad. It's really sad. I should care about, and that's the thing in life. You really got to care about yourself. Take care of yourself first. But I guess that's a little bit of my weakness there. That I'm just like, you can tell I'm feeling it. That I think it sucks that half of you are going to be asking me these moronic questions about these complete charlatans when Bitcoin is like $50,000 and stuff. You still will have not learned. And I just got to, think clearly. And I know I did the right thing, at least, that I held my Bitcoin. Try to warn people that there's so much mumbo jumbo gibberish out there. And it's just like people want to live in a fantasy world. People really want to live in a fantasy world. So again, take care of yourself first. And again, I guess it's a weakness of mine. I think it sucks that some of you are just going to fall for all of this nonsense again. I don't mean to be insulting to my audience, but I like the take that I get from like some of the things that I'm asked. It just leads me to believe that many people watching this just are not listening to a word I say. They just, maybe they look like looking at my face, or maybe they just, I don't know. You can't just watch. You have to comprehend. You have to comprehend, people. You have to comprehend. But again, for those of you who do comprehend, take care of yourself, and then, with the rest of your time, take care of others. Do whatever you want to do. Pound that like button. BTC Chris said, have you ever noticed that only Bitcoin guy Greg Hunter has on his show is the webbot guy? It's like he's trying to turn people off from Bitcoin. No, I don't watch Greg Hunter anymore. I gave up Greg Hunter because he's just in the doom, and it's just a complete waste of my time. And thus, it is not surprising to me that he has that guy on, because that guy gives him the most views by far. And if you have that guy on your show, you get an incredible amount. And Greg Hunter's running a business. That's Greg Hunter's main source of income. So, of course, he's going to have the biggest charlatan liar on there possible if it's going to bring him 300,000 views. And so it's no shock in the world. And that's why I don't watch Greg Hunter. Greg Hunter doesn't he's still talking about buying gold. That's what Greg Hunter talks about, buying gold still in 2019. All right. Vention said $2. Thank you, dude. What about the Shemitah? The Shemitah is real. And again, this is the funny thing. Some of you guys are going to fall for the Shemitah guy again. The guy in Mexico who's got a drug problem and has an anarchy convention every year down. I don't say his name. He talked about something called the Shemitah in 2016, and everyone believed it, asking me about the Shemitah. Half of these guys are going to fall for that again too. What? God, I can't take it. I can't take it, man. I got it. Okay. 80%ers. 80%. That's the realm of 80%. I got to live by my own saying here. Okay. 80%ers are going to do what they're going to do, and I got to do what I got to do. I mean, that's the take you got to get in life. So again, you can see I even have my weaknesses. I say 80% are going to do what they're going to do. And then when they do what they're going to do, it bothers me a little bit. It does. I'm human. I'm human, people. We're all human. We all get distracted. And it's just when it starts to come into my realm, when I start to get these 80% questions about charlatans and everything, I get distracted by the 80%ers. But I got to live by it. I got to separate it. Take care of myself. I'm in the Bitcoin overlay. Let the 80%ers do what they're going to do. Okay. Roman Q says, would you rather watch Peter Schiff live stream or eat a pair of dirty socks? I couldn't eat a pair of dirty. I couldn't get that down. No, I definitely watch Peter Schiff because that's against my diet. That would make me sick. That's not good. That would be bad. I thought you're gonna. Who would I rather watch, Peter Schiff or some of the guys that I just referred to, like Shemitah or BowieBot? Without a doubt, I would rather watch Peter Schiff because, like him or hate him, he stands for something. He believes in that gold thing to the very end. He's got conviction. Those other guys change their tune to whatever altcoin buys them, especially down Mr. Mexico down there. EOS, he said, was the next Bitcoin. Bcash, he said, was the next Bitcoin. And you guys and people fall for it. And they ask me, well, what do you think about Shemitah saying that Bcash is? Who cares what he says about it? He's getting paid by them. He basically admits it. He's had King of the Trolls at his event as a sponsor at his event. He's buddy with King of the Trolls and stuff. And you guys you go, oh, he took ayahuasca, so he's so wise. Yeah, he did drugs. I want to follow a guy who did drugs. Dude, who doesn't want to live in reality? Meister lives in freaking reality. I don't want to be in I don't need to escape reality. I love reality. Drugs are an escape of reality. And yeah, I did drugs because alcohol is a drug. So thus, I know what it's like to escape reality. And it's better to be in freaking reality. I was young and naive once, but I moved on. Mr. Shemitah was born in 1970. He's 49 years old. I think by this point, he probably should have moved on from living in drug land and should be able to deal with reality, okay? Because again, we're all young once. We all experiment with things and try to see what the world beyond, what the world outside of reality is like. Reality is best. This is where it's at. Deal with it. Big boys play. Because if you try to exit reality, you can get sick with those drugs and stuff. Okay, this has turned into a long show, hasn't it? Okay, because we're talking about marketing. And now I'll talk about Nick Bhatia next time, as I want to wrap this thing up. I'm going to go for a walk. I always take a walk here in the land of Israel. It's good to take a walk after you eat, although I ate, a few hours ago. What's this BSV thing? I talked about it already once. No need to again. Oh, In Motion. I'm going to conclude with this. In Motion in Miami. These guys, I talked about Miami on my show yesterday, and then today, the Bitcoin Center Miami started to follow me. And I talked to them a little bit. They said, come visit us next time you're in town. We are inside the Blockchain Center in downtown Miami. So I linked to them below. Any of you guys that are interested in Bitcoin, they have a meetup that's coming up. And so that's a bullish sign that there's a new group in Miami. And it just started in June. And that they're starting to have meetups. So good for them. And someone said, Worldly Traver said, hi from Medellin, Colombia. That used to be a place where you get substances that would take you away from reality. Ouch! Pound that like button. But I hear Medellin is beautiful, and yes, it is totally safe now. Oh, Peter Schiff has a crypto portfolio. Ask Jeffrey Tucker. Okay, let's not start rumors here. 55 miles per hour. Jeffrey Tucker can be a little sketchy too. So sometimes Jeffrey Tucker is in the Bcash, man. But I will give Jeffrey Tucker for credit. He was early on into Bitcoin, but now he FUDs on Bitcoin for being expensive and slow, which is typical King of the Trolls type of FUDing and is ridiculous FUDing. And he's a Bcash fan. So you know what? No, Peter Schiff has at least one Bitcoin, it appears. So let him have it. Let him have it. All right. But Peter Schiff, he's wealthy already, and he really's got conviction for what he's got conviction for. You gotta give him credit for that. All right, dudes. I will see you tomorrow. Remember, we have a new show here every day. There's a lot more to talk about that I left off of this show, so there'll be plenty to talk about tomorrow. And of course, there'll be more virtue signaling on the Senate floor tomorrow. It's all predictable. Have a strong hand, guys. It might even get nastier in terms of fiat price. It doesn't matter. It's going to pass one day closer to a new all-time high. I'm at it for you fiat freaks. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember, subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video, check out the links below. Pound that like button, bang that bell button, click on those squares. What a show today. Always unpredictable. I'll say hi to you guys in the chat. Bye.